Do you want to make something like this to woo the charismatic voice? Well, no, she's already wooed. She's mine. You can't have her. But someone like the charismatic voice. This is what I made Elizabeth for our second date. And it solidified the deal and made all my dreams come true. Let me show you how it's made. What goes into this fantastic, world-defining, relationship-building seduction, let's say? I don't know. Well, we first start off with this beautiful La Topaz drink. Which, if you haven't seen the video, put a card somewhere. Or just go on the channel and find it. There's only like 8 videos right now on the channel, so hard to miss. We start off with fish. I've got some beautiful cuts of salmon here. Of course, I'm feeding the family, so I've got 4, but you know, I only had 2 when seducing Elizabeth. Got some beautiful fish. I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes. In the video description, there's gonna be some videos that I look at, that I honor and respect in terms of how to make amazing mashed potatoes. I'm not gonna make them here for you on the channel. It takes quite a bit, unless enough of you in the comments say, yes, we wanna see your mashed potatoes. It does include some thyme, it does include some garlic, it does include a lot of butter. They're absolutely fantastic, but there's some really good resources out there. There's some really good resources out there in terms of how to make mashed potatoes. I got some beautiful asparagus that we're gonna put in the oven. We're gonna roast that up. And the sauce. This is the main part of the dish. Elizabeth loves this sauce so much, she has a nickname for it, and she pours it on everything on this dish. It's kind of insane. It is a lemon caper beurre blanc sauce. She calls it CCC sauce. I'm not gonna tell you what that stands for. You can go ahead and guess in the comments as well. But CCC sauce, we're gonna go through the ingredients here. We start off with capers. That might be one of the C's, who knows? We've got some lemons, some shallots, 2 sticks of butter, about 8 ounces of butter. We're gonna use half a bottle of wine to cook down with the shallots. I've got a cup of heavy cream and some salt. That's all it takes. Now we're gonna get into it. First, I'm gonna get the potatoes rolling in the pot, get that cooking. It's gonna take the longest amount of time. And then we're gonna work on the sauce, which we can do everything we possibly can with the sauce except add the butter to prepare it while everything else cooks. Let's get to it. First, we're gonna start off medium-high heat. I'm using a wide base skillet here because I don't do anything half. It's gotta be full loaded, baby. This is gonna allow us to spread the sauce out and cook down a lot of the wine that we're about to use. We wanna cook down as much of the alcohol, or cook the alcohol out as much as possible. We're gonna get this pan up to heat. I got the potatoes on over here. We're gonna hold on the fish and we're gonna hold on the asparagus. But when we do get to those asparagus, we're just gonna trim it a little bit, put some fennel seeds, some lemon juice, maybe a little bit of crushed red pepper. It'll be nice and beautiful. The fish, we're gonna pan sear as well in a different pan, and we're gonna get a nice crispy skin on the backside of that salmon, and it's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. Put a little olive oil in. And we're not frying an egg, so I don't need this to be up to temp right away. It's gonna get there pretty quick. This is that large shallot that I had. You just chop it up really fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. Oh, look at that. Look at that section right there. Let's move all this out of the way. Look at that. That right there, this is what we call a present. It's a gift. You just chomp it along and you get this nice big, amazing piece of shallot. That's what we call a gift. Look at that, I gotta sharpen my knife, folks. Oh my goodness. There's 3 gifts in this batch. All right, so make sure I shake off as much of those shallots as possible. And now we're gonna pour in half a bottle of this white. Now I'm using a Pinot Grigio. You can use a Chardonnay, you can use anything that's dry. Oh. And there we go, about half a bottle. We're gonna let this cook down. That's when you need to put yourself to the test and show us a passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Show a lot of things happening. All right, now we're gonna turn this heat down. All right, all the alcohol's burned out, and I'm pouring in about ½ cup of lemon juice. Fresh squeezed, just squeeze that sucker. Okay, now guys, here's the deal. Make sure if you're using lemons with seeds, you pick the seeds out. You don't want them to choke on the seeds. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You can't see my face right now. Wink, wink. All right. And now we're putting in, now this is about a tablespoon of capers. I use a little bit more because of the C and the CCC sauce. Can't tell you what that means. Turn the heat back up to medium-low. Cook this a little bit more. All right. Now we're almost to the next step. So remember, shallots went in with a little bit of oil. Then we did ½ a bottle of wine. We cooked that wine almost all the way completely out. And we put in about a ½ cup of lemon juice, de-seeded, and a tablespoon of capers. This is about a tablespoon and a half. We're gonna get this up to a boil, and then we'll put in our cream. Here comes the cream. This heavy cream. This is not another type of cream. All right. Heavy cream in there. Stir this up a bit. My stirring technique is not as good as because I'm using I'm using the sleeper. I'm using a different hand. All right, now we're gonna let this cook on low while we get everything else ready. We're gonna put the butter in at the very, very last moment before we're about ready to serve. Right now, we got everything else. Flavors are starting to meld. We're gonna salt this in just a minute. But let's go get the fish ready. I've got the asparagus going. We're about ready to put it all in the oven and get this thing put together, apart from the potatoes. We'll check on those here in just a sec. So what's the story behind this dinner? Well, Elizabeth and I met on a dating website and had a phenomenal dinner the first night that we met. Had some tapas at this beautiful tapas restaurant, not realizing at the time that opera singers do not make a lot of money, and pretty much blew out her bank account because she really wanted to split the bill. I was a little concerned at the time when she said she wanted to split the bill because I thought the date was going really bad at that point, but she wanted to prove her independence and show, hey, I can take care of myself. So the second date, after I found out that she had spent half her month's wages on one dinner, was I'm gonna cook for her. And this is the dish I made. That burned my hand. And did she swoon? Yeah. This is a mainstay. And whenever I make this for her, she cries. Pleasantly. Oh, there she is. Now she's smiling at me. She's giggling at me now too. Yeah, let's get this made because I have other business to attend to. So here, grab my trusty knife. I'm gonna make sure that there's no scales on this. Now, the butchery already did that for me. This is nice and beautiful, but if there are scales still on the fish skin, since we're gonna cook it and we're gonna eat that fish skin, you just wanna scrape those scales off. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear this. Let's get my beard close, but still be sanitary. You can hear that it's not crackling. And that means the fish scales are already off. So we're gonna cook this with some olive oil in a pan. We're gonna cook it high at first, sorry, medium high, and then we're gonna drop it down to about low medium so it cooks all the way through before we flip it. And here I have the asparagus I'm gonna toss in the oven. It's a little bit thicker, so it's gonna take longer to cook. And it's really basic. Olive oil, I threw some crushed red pepper, some garlic, a little bit of salt, and some lemon, and it's good to go. All right, let's get over to it. Now I've got my sauce off to the side, and we are going to get this pan up to heat. Got my trusty little flame glove. I have a tendency of burning my arm hair off on this stove. Sometimes I got it turned up just a little bit too much and I start looking like a racer. Nobody wants that. Everyone wants arm hair. I'm worried about my beard. At some point I'm just gonna singe the whole thing off. This is on medium-high heat. Put some liberal amount of oil in there. Let that cook up a bit. We're gonna do all 4 pieces in here because I like to crowd the pan. That's the best way to cook things, is just like shove it in. Look how nice and fluid that oil is. We're ready to go. Always lay it away from you. We're gonna do 3 pieces here. I know I got 4. We're gonna do 3. I'm not gonna crowd the pan that much. Now we're gonna let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on this medium high, and then we're gonna drop the heat to medium low. And I don't want to crowd too much because I want to be able to see right here on the edge of that fish. It's going to start cooking up. And as the pink starts to change to white, we know that it's cooking. The meat's cooking, and we'll get to a point where we'll eventually flip it. Now, if I want to get a really good crust on this fish, I can put a press down. All right, if I put a press down, it's gonna make sure, that skin stays nice and crispy. Now, if you don't have any of these presses, you can use another pan and weigh that pan down, or a cinder block. Just go outside, grab a brick, wrap it in foil, put it on top of your meat. You're good to go. Cinder block. Just want to put a little bit of pressure on that so we get a nice Maillard reaction between the hot pan. That was a little sizzle, huh? Oh, it's going. All right, now we're going to turn the heat down to low medium. I'm going to take this one off so we can start to see the changing color on that fish. Let's reposition this. Go. Start to see that color changing. You get the nice little white bit down at the bottom. We're gonna let this keep going. It's gonna get a nice, good crust, crispy skin. This will be the texture we're looking for. Now at the same time, as we're almost done, I'm throwing the asparagus in the 375-degree oven. All right, so now I'm taking this off. Now we did put a little salt on the meat of this fish, okay? We're gonna flip it over here in just a minute. It's almost at that spot. Let's take a look what that looks like. peels up right and nice. Oh, that is gorgeous. Let's see if you can see this. That is gorgeous, huh? We'll let this run for a minute, and then we're gonna flip it. Now, typically I like my salmon medium, so there's still a little pink center to it, but I got a 2-year-old kid and a pregnant wife that's gonna be eating this tonight. So I wanna make sure that they don't get sick. In the meantime, we're gonna stir our sauce over here. You might see it in the corner of the screen. Just getting ready for this. We're gonna flip the sauce and the salmon here as soon as we flip the salmon, because I am going to finish this sauce up, and then we're gonna plate and eat, and everything's gonna be glorious. Okay. All right, now we're gonna flip these bad boys. Okay. Oof. Oof. That burned my hand. This one. Oh. Let's go back to the fingers. Beautiful. 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 All right. Now while that's cooking, set this off to the side. Bring our sauce back over. And we're gonna get this back up to heat. We're gonna finish this off. You can hear the sizzle. The sizzle of that salmon. Now you may be saying to yourself, but Kirk, what if I don't have an Elizabeth? What if I don't have a second date? What if I don't have a partner? I live in the middle of Alaska and there's no people out here. I'm gonna put in half the butter now. Let this melt in. And then we'll put the other half in just a second. Now I say to you, you know what? Self-love is a wonderful thing. And if you can make this for yourself as a labor of self-love, that is a great thing. That's phenomenal. Look at this. I gotta switch back to this hand. I am not proficient with the other hand. Should I work on it? Yes. Will I work on it? I don't know. You tell me, you be the judge. We're about 7 videos into this channel. Let's get to 200 videos and you tell me, is he ambidextrous now? Can he wield a spatula in 2 hands? Is he as effective with the right or with the left as he is with the right? I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out. All right, now we're gonna put together the other sticks in. We'll taste this bad boy. Put a little salt in, by the way. All right, we got a little bit more butter to melt, but let's give this bad boy a taste. Oh my God. Woo! Okay. I don't need a date tonight, guys. I got myself and I got this sauce. That's what matters. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you create a dish worthy enough to woo the charismatic voice. I don't know if I might have just messed up the zoom, but if I did, this is gonna be blurry the rest of the time. Now I'm gonna taste this and tell you. I don't even need to tell you. I can smell it. I know. Creaminess of the mashed potatoes. I've got this beautiful skin here. You hear that? Oh, that's happening. We've got some nice, beautiful salmon. Everything on one bite. The buttery, the lemon, the saltiness with the fish is absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna dig into this. And let me just say, oh, and of course, the topaz, go watch that video. And before I leave, let me just say, I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I just have to feed my wife.